You know what?
To the lefty.
Appropriate, appropriate. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It has been a long time. Um, People have not been left, at least, our audience has not been left without anything to talk, anything to listen to, because or pay attention to, given the
Yeah, right.
today's climate. But we back to give our 2 cents.
What's up? It's April disrupting, we're vibing tonight. Trending topics in the spotlight, breaking down what's right. With smooth grooves and R&B, feel we bring the heat. Critical thought for everyday life, we're keeping it real.
You know what?
To the lefty.
Appropriate, appropriate. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It has been a long time. Um, People have not been left, at least, our audience has not been left without anything to talk, anything to listen to, because or pay attention to, given the
Yeah, right.
today's climate. But we back to give our 2 cents,
Yeah,
to
for
partake
sure.
in the shenanigans.
Oh Lord, has it been? We got to get to the next level of shenanigans. I don't think that even suffices anymore.
I don't think we can. That's I think at this point it's impossible, right?
Hmm.
The given how we're being inundated every day with
Fuckery.
some new level of chicanery, right? Foolishness that
Mhm.
God knows what we even talking about. It's like you look at the news, you're like, are y'all serious? But then you come to realize that you're not. Like, let's just, one example is, with and we're not going to go too far into this, but the head of the FBI, for whatever reason, not really realizing that he's the head of the FBI, which is
Who,
why he
Cash
has to wear a
Patel?
jacket. I was going to say his name, but
I was like, who is the head? I don't even know who runs stuff.
listen, he knows who he got FBI written all over his chest. Like, yeah, guess what, guys? I'm the FBI. Look at me. I got this FBI on my shirt. Mom and Dad, I made it. I'm in the FBI. Like, bruh, nobody else got an FBI jacket on. And by the way, what exactly are you doing here?
He
Um,
flying his girlfriend on the private planes and stuff. That's what he's doing.
yeah, listen, this is a clown show of all clown shows, but this, I can't be mad at people for making a mess out of their own home. I'm just renting,
Yep.
right? I'm just here for a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, I would like to talk about a discussion that I'm seeing quite a bit. It seems like there's different people, different factions of Black people taking turns, taking on the world. Um, Now, this is you got the FBA guys, of course. They never go anywhere, right? You got the pseudo intellectuals. They're always on the fringes, waiting to make an argument that God knows nobody asked for. And then now you've got the black conservatives against everybody, right? Um, which it's interesting, right? If you polled every one of us, any thinking person, anyone with any ideas, who's given any ideas, any thought, would probably land somewhere in the middle ideologically, right? You couldn't, I don't identify myself with who I vote for. I don't call myself a Democrat. I don't call myself a Republican. I don't call myself an independent. I don't do that often, right? For me to be to walk around wearing that on my chest. But one of the things that you see with these so-called conservatives, what they've done is essentially they have equated and tied to anything associated with the LGBTQ people, lifestyle choices, the or the my fault, the gay agenda, um, the having single motherhood, um, anything that or excuse me, anything to them that's anti family values. They've associated that with being liberal, and they've associated the inverse, or the opposite, with being conservative. And it's like, well, if you just that's just thinking people, right? That's just the stuff that you guys are talking about, family values. I don't know if that's a political movement so much as just the choices you make. Um, and then I have gone so far as to ask several of them, Several. What exactly are you trying to conserve? Because if you look at what the definition of conservatism is, it's essentially trying to uphold traditional values. What traditional values are y'all trying to hold up as a black man in the United States? Like, it's the strangest thing, and then nobody ever has an answer because I don't think any of them has even thought about it. In their mind, what they've been sold on the idea that Democrats just promote being gay. And the tough part for me is I find myself now defending the LGBTQ people, not necessarily what their lifestyles are. That's not my business, but their right to exist. It's like if you understand how this stuff goes, black people, the LGBTQ people, right after civil rights, right when they started putting us on TV and trying to normalize black people by using the media to kind of assimilate us in, given the reticence and resistance that was happening in the country. Because again, Americans, you can convince an American to do anything so long as you tell them a nice story. But all of a sudden, you've got these guys who it's like yeah, I'm a conservative. All these young black people, I'm conservative. Like you don't even know what conservatism actually means. I asked one guy, I said, so, since this is what you're doing, tell me about the policy impact of a George Bush, of a Ronald Reagan, of a George Bush Senior. Give me the policies that they enacted, passed, or whatever legislation they put in place that helped black people. I haven't heard anything back yet since. I say all that to say this: we're in strange times because the education level, the impact of the lack of education, the undereducation of our community is now starting to really impact us. They say the people who are undereducated or uneducated are more susceptible to misinformation and propaganda. You go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, especially Twitter, and Threads or any other social media platform, and you see the fruits of that of the spoil fruits of those efforts, right? In terms of us being educated and not understanding the most basic stuff, that you're not voting for a president because you think that transgenders are going to invade your kid's soccer field. It's like who who thinks about that? But your thoughts, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to that, I see the whoever is like considering themselves Black MAGA, slowly but surely they're getting aired out and not in a nice way either. So if it's that Tatum guy, Officer Tatum,
Officer Tatum, and what's his name? Who's the young?
Nick Fuentes, he's he's going scorched earth. I was like, oh,
I salute. So listen, shout out to Nick Fuentes.
yeah, he called him a couple of things. Um, but I think that that group is thinking that they're accepted for some reason into that mindset, that following, and somehow think that they're exceptional. You know what I mean? Like
There you go.
you're
There you go.
somehow you're not like the rest. Oh, Coon Dance too.
There-
Same
what did you
one.
say? What did you just say?
She getting the royal airing too. So, but I mean, I just think that they follow these things in the same way like Vivek is getting the treatment.
Yeah,
Like they are airing Nikki Haley got the treatment, but she retreated. She'll probably come back
yeah.
again.
I was gonna say where's she been?
Heads are hard. So, they fall back and come back. But to me, I just think that it's something that it's part grift, and I definitely think it's that they're not like us. Like they take that whole theme way different. And understanding that is it has to be part of their reckoning. I just think the people that they influence, unfortunately, don't have the same monetary circumstances or position to be able to kind of see their way out of things, meaning like with that train of thought. And what I think it impacts is it makes people disenfranchised and they don't want to vote, they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
participate in things
Mm-hmm.
because there's this, oh, I can't follow the Democrats, I'm going to follow the Republicans because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe if you are knowledgeable to see that it's a both side thing, you sit back and you don't do anything. And that becomes an issue, right? Because we all are living here and now dealing with the repercussions
Oh,
um
exactly.
people's choices that were
Mm-hmm.
made for us. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? That not necessarily benefiting us. So, I mean, only thing I can hope that comes out of this time that we're in now is this whole airing out period that unfortunately is going to get so bad for everybody. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
who you are,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that when your stomach is touching your back now, then you will realize that it's this guy and that whole Republican, all parts of the House, the executive branch, judicial branch, all of that is leading the way right now. And I can only pray and hope that people realize it for what it is. But, countering that, they're also at the same time that this is happening there, and when I say there, this agenda is still getting supported by all of these billionaires and millionaires taking
Yep.
over social
Yep.
media, the
Yep.
news, that
Yep.
how do you now, if your stomach is touching your back, how do you even know what news is real? Because those sources that you might have went to before are now, run by, be it a Barry Weiss or any
Mm-hmm.
of these AIs, or I forgot those guys that took over. What are their last names? God.
Edelson's.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
The Edelson. So anyway, I know I went off on a tangent, but
No, no, no.
um
It-
it
I,
just
I appreciate the tangent. The you raised some key points. My theory is, honestly speaking, in terms of where we find ourselves as black men in particular. I think we've said this in a previous episode, but I was probably a little bit more passionate when I said it. The ship the ship has sailed for some of us in terms of being able to educate ourselves and have a understanding of how any of this stuff works. As men, you want to believe, you want to be part of, you don't want to be ostracized. You don't want to be ostracized. You don't want to be on the outside looking in. You want to be in the know. You want to have your finger on the pulse. Somebody telling you that, yo, you got this wrong is a challenge to your manhood. You're not going to sit here and just go back and figure it out and go do your reading and what have you. I will tell you, if you're asking me honestly, the Democratic Party is for the nuanced and the educated, or at least the knowledgeable, the intellectually curious. The Republicans a bunch of freaking cavemen. It just is what it is, right? Everybody's trying to be a tough guy over there, right? They're the party of special interest in terms of these guys are basically here to help the rich, help corporate they look out for corporate interests, which is fine, right? I understand that's your agenda. What To me, what gets confusing is the black folk who think that the Republicans have their best interest at heart. And again, you ask them to point out any legislation, and they can't. When in the last 50 years have the Republicans ever passed any legislation that has helped the working man? I defy anybody to give me an answer, right? Bill Clinton said in the last 50 years, the Democrats have created 50 million jobs to the Republicans 1 million jobs. Every time a Republican gets into office, they tank the economy. It just is what it is. 10 out of the last 11 recessions will all happen under Republican rule. That's just the math. That's just history, right? Look at how many jobs Trump has lost already for this year, damn near a million, right? So we have all these different statistics, and you guys talking about, oh, I want to be with the guy because he acts like he's tough,
And they're
bro.
suppressing the statistics.
Say it again.
I said, and they're suppressing the statistics, right? So the first time the jobs report wasn't in their favor, they want
We
to
gonna
get
fire
rid
them.
of, yeah.
Yeah, yep,
And then now
yep.
there's no job report per se from the government. It's only like the ADP information that comes out, which also they're trying to suppress too,
I
which
was
is
gonna
a
say
whole other.
up until the Edelsons go and buy ADP.
Right,
Um,
right.
right. This is just where we're going. But moving right along, I wanted to get your opinion on the Black MAGA calling Obama and the NAACP hypocritical for not supporting Winsome Earl Sears, right? The black lady with the bad hair and that's running for running for governor
Isn't
in
she's the
Virginia.
lieutenant governor now, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, so she's running for governor. Yeah, okay.
here's the interesting part. They're saying, well, when Obama told people he was getting mad at black folk for not voting for Kamala Harris because they were saying, how come you're not voting for the black woman? And they're saying, well, how come you're not asking them to vote for this black woman? It's like, well, first and foremost, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. The other black woman is a Republican. Why would you think that why would you think Obama would endorse a Republican? Forget what race she is. The response is, oh, that's not what the argument was. The argument was he was telling people to vote for the black woman. Now he's reversed course. Like, hey, are you people this fucking stupid? Like, are you really this dumb? And literally, like these dudes they're dug in. Like, oh no, Obama. And by the way, Obama, as far as white people are concerned, just get this out the way. Obama created racism. He divided the country, not their behavior towards him divided the country. He himself divided the country. But that being said, you've got black people who are black MAGA specifically who are saying, "Oh yeah, Obama and the NAACP are supporting the white woman." That's dramatic irony when they should be supporting the black woman. Again, I'm
I
not
think
saying
the real
that.
question is that why hasn't the president of the United States got
There
out
you
there
and there you go,
and endorsed her, especially when he was in Virginia
and there you
and
go,
she was there and he
and
didn't even acknowledge her. So
and there
let's
you
talk.
go.
That to me means more than a former president getting in on anybody's cosign. What about the current president? Why he not out here clapping it up for her?
But
I'll wait,
to your point though, right? And
but not really caring.
this is kind of where this kind of ties into the previous point. There's a lack of sophistication, right? A lack of sophistication amongst a lot of us who simply don't know how this stuff works, right? We just don't. First and foremost, Obama got just as much power as you and I do
Hmm.
politically. Obama can't move a glass of water politically right now. He's got no power, no influence whatsoever. So his endorsement is going to change what? But the other part of it is it also points out how these guys, and I will quote D.L. Hughley. Black MAGA is typically comprised of unremarkable people, not smart people at all, not people who come across as smart. So not people who have any deep understanding of the political system or can contextualize political history, right? They don't know policy, they don't know legislation, they don't have an idea of how we got from there to here. They're really good at regurgitating somebody else's talking points, right? And then when you take them down out far enough, they run out of runway and have nothing else to say, which is why every time I've asked them, what exactly are you trying to conserve? No one's ever asked them that question. They don't know how to answer, right? So these are not, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These ain't the smartest, these ain't the sharpest knives in the drawer, right? Officer Tatum is a fucking idiot, right? It just is what it is. No disrespect intended. I guess maybe some disrespect intended, but he's not one of the sharpest knives in the drawer, right? Candace Owens is not one of the sharpest knives in the drawer. You got a Charlie Kirk with his limited knowledge of American history as your mentor and as your teacher and as your tutor. What kind of situation you in, right? If you're relying on this dude to tell you something, right? But it's where we are, and unfortunately, I think it's there's a sense of belonging that a lot of us, a lot of black men, especially black men that have been on the outside. This is where we bringing back in the FBA guys, right? All these people who want to belong to something, who to a larger degree feel like they've been on the outside looking in, who now are like, okay, well, I found something that I can fit in, right? I'm gonna go with, I'm a Republican now. I don't care about the war on drugs. I don't care about Reagan polluting the West Coast with drugs. What that got to do with me? I don't care about the war on drugs being launched against us by Richard Nixon. That don't matter to me, right? That don't matter to me. That what's his name? The Willie Horton situation. I don't That don't matter to me, right? I found a place where I think I belong, and then when you start pointing out the history, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh no, that's a lie, bruh. This is basic history, man. This You ain't got to go that far to figure this out."
Mhm.
But um, yeah, I will leave that point alone. I wanted to get your thoughts on your man and my man, Stephen A. Sambo, and his apology.
I was in and out of that. He,
Did you at least catch? Did you at least catch? Like him, he got his balls cooked.
I
They they went
honestly,
after him.
I know a lot of people did go after him.
They went. Everybody was going after him.
Yeah, you
Ev-
probably tapped into that more than I did because I, to me, I just think that he is a a narc that is looking for attention. And
hmm
I think in this day and age, it doesn't matter where it is, and he's being a proxy for the regime now.
hmm
That any chance they get, they call, Jasmine Crockett or any minority or any other black woman, low IQ or anything like that.
hmm
So to me, I was really just disgusted and honestly not surprised by him. He's got to get his call too. I don't think any of this stuff that's happening, him getting any one or two balls cooked, is not enough for him.
Yeah,
I
no, I
think
totally agree. Oh no,
he will
you
he
are.
will just keep going and keep jiving and to whatever he thinks, if it's politically. Because I was like, since when has he been like all this political? So somebody is definitely tooting
hmm
up his horn
hmm
somehow. And I just saw it as him taking shots on behalf of this regime and looking for a name and getting all of the arguments. He'll fall on a sword and, do whatever, it is, but I don't think it matters to him. He has a larger agenda.
I, I I I agree with you, which made the mea culpa even more strange.
Mm.
I don't think he anticipated what came with that criticism in particular. He was getting hammered. And not only was he getting hammered, if you put him on your platform, you were getting hammered. He went on the pivot with Ryan Clark. Ryan
Not
Clark came
broach
back.
getting it.
You called him broach. You crazy. That's Oh, you terrible.
Oh,
Um, but Ryan Clark had to come on the next day and apologize, like, or to clarify his stance, like, yo, I just gave him a platform because they were cooking him. They were nobody was safe, right? And this is why Stephen A. Smith is a dumb nigga every day of the goddamn week, right? Bruh, you don't know and Roland Martin fried him.
mm,
You you're criticizing her over what her job description is.
Hmm.
You would know that if you understood her job description. By the arguments that you're making, you are essentially punching a hole in your own credibility.
Mm.
Couple that with when Serena Williams' husband came up. Tell me what his name is. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, from Reddit, creator.
Yeah,
Alexis
Ohanian.
yeah,
There
yeah.
we go. Right. He went up there looking for smoke all at Stephen A. Smith's house, and Stephen A. Smith cowered like like a like like a bitch ass nigga, right? Trying not to do it. It came out anyway. He cowered like a little biatch. He ain't want no smoke, right? Mom Donnie was on his show the other day. He was
That's the
talking.
one I want to hear because he called in and I didn't
He
get a chance
called
to
in
see that one. Yeah,
what up, nigga? What's popping, my
he
dude?
pulled up.
And listen, all of a sudden, Stephen A. Smith started acting like, hell, what the problem is? I want no problem with you. I ain't say none of that. I
Only
would literally, he ain't want no
I
problems.
know, and he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna still come up there too."
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't get a
yeah.
chance.
I'm gonna come
I
up there
gotta
and run up
focus
on
in
you.
here. Yeah, yeah.
I'm,
He said,
I'm gonna come up on you. I'm gonna run up on you. That's what's about to happen, and we're gonna see what's popping. When you said something earlier, you said when he got the phone call. I don't know if you remember this scene from Roots when John Amos was trying to protect Kunta Kinte from getting hemmed up, and he said, "Kunta, good nigga. Kunta be good nigga for master." I was thinking about that. I was like, I said, this dude has essentially now he's lost credibility. And somebody said he's trying. All of these antics are an attempt to help because he is the face of ESPN. So all of these antics are an attempt to paint to help ESPN get clicks potentially, but this one didn't go well because for him to come out here and apologize publicly, that meant a lot.
but didn't
Um,
he do that before? What
um,
happened with that whole LeBron thing? You know,
Now he kept fighting with LeBron
I
with
thought he apologized for like for the kid, Bronny.
he clarified he
Oh,
didn't
okay.
with this one because he's out here telling people him and LeBron don't get along. He don't like me, I don't like him. He ain't he definitely doesn't he hasn't backed down from that one, which is again why I'm saying this is strange, right? That he has done this level of an about face because he tried to go after what's her name as well as um oh my gosh. The, she
I
just
know he,
lost
huh?
the ex-vice president. Why am I going?
Oh, Kamala?
He tried to go after Kamala too, and the thing for him though is he doesn't understand that he's punching above his weight class with these people, right? And I think it has been made clear to him, yo, shut your dumb ass up before somebody comes on one of your shows and embarrasses you, right? Because, bro, you have no political understanding. You don't know how any of this stuff goes. Roland Martin did a nice job dissecting him, essentially, basically, and him and Roland are cool, from my understanding. They're at least cordial. They text each other. But Roland's like, "Yo, you need to knock it off, bro. This is not your section of the gym. Go with the pink weights. Go with go work on go do what do you call it? Go do some stretching. We bench pressing
Told to
over
go
here.
do Pilates? Oh
Good.
my
I
God.
didn't want to say Pilates because I didn't want to, I didn't want to do that. I was trying to be gentle. Um, but yeah, it's interesting to watch. But a larger point that came out of that for me is another thing that I see in social media. For some reason, black men randomly, any old black man, think that they can randomly um, critique and hold any black woman accountable. You got these dudes like talking about, oh, how do we hold black women accountable? Nigga, who's holding you accountable? Like, bruh, like you. So here's literally, I've been in a couple of these engagements where you got these brothers talking about, oh, when these women, they don't want to submit, they don't want to obey. My nigga, you better be in a great position to be able to try to be telling somebody what to do, right? If she's out here handling her business and she's established herself, you better consider yourself fortunate that you're along for the ride. Because to me it sounded like you were slouch and that you were slouch that the situation has gotten out ahead of you, and now you sitting there trying to figure out how do I bring it back, because you know you have now become a liability. You potentially you may have been at one point a an asset, but any man making that argument is not that, which is again why a Stephen A. Smith think that he has the liberty to go disrespect people who are accomplished. Like, fam, you got to be careful. If you sitting here, you standing on a wooden leg and you limping with the other one, and you got this woman who you got Jackie Joyner Kersey running around this track breaking records, and you saying that, yo, I don't like the way she run. Yo, her stride something off with her gait. You know, her stride is off. Nigga, what? Like,
I
what
don't
you
think
say?
he's learned his lesson though.
We will see.
Yeah,
We we will see. But yeah, it is. When we come back next episode, I'd like to talk about the shutdown and the impact that is happening. Today's the first day that the SNAP benefits have been cut, so people are going to be feeling it. I would like to kind of get into that in the next episode once we've kind of I guess where once we've gotten some feedback. Hopefully, by the time that happened, it would have been restored. But I'm not, I don't have any in faith in that. I think there's a better chance of us getting into the Epstein files first.
that is a fact.
Yeah, but again, great to be back.
Yeah. Wait, were
Great.
you gonna talk about your boy, Joe Budden?
Here we go. I forgot about that. Yeah, I want. Tell me give me before I go off on my wild tangent.
I'll
Give,
make the rundown quick.
please do.
So Mark Lamont Hill has been on the Joe Budden podcast now for a few months, at least. I think I
He's
can't
been there for.
remember.
I think we going on a year now at least.
Probably, right? Yeah, because I think I was, yeah. So, um, I guess him and Queen's Flip got into some back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, I had to write down or put in my notes Mark Lamont Hill's quote because that shit right there. Wait, what was it? He said something along the lines of he said he says words that are tricky to
Yeah, he said
oh
no.
God, I gotta
They
get that
tricking you.
right. Oh my God. Like I literally have to like I have this thing where I have like quotables because that was crazy. But long story short, Native Land Pod got involved in it. And honestly, I have a take on it. So Tiffany Cross had some words that were,
Hmm.
in the very high level of like, I wouldn't even entertain Mark like being there, and she wouldn't be there either. Angela Rye has some commentary as well, not as harsh as Tiffany, and Andrew was kind of like in the middle to me in terms
Yep.
of like where his stance was like he kind of sees like, yeah, it is good that Mark is on there, and I get Joe's point as well. Um, Bakari, I didn't really take in at all. So I think it was just like the timing of the whole clip and what I saw. But I honestly think that one, I think what happened with Mark and Flip and on the Joe Budden podcast was legitimate, right? I don't
Hmm.
think that that
Hmm.
necessarily was scripted or done
Oh,
for
I
a
totally
purpose.
agree. I totally agree.
However, Native Land Pod is on Black Effect. And I do fall into the group of thinking, and Charlemagne is good at crafting up stuff. That same thing that happened earlier this year with Just Hilarious and Lauren and all that
Mhm.
drums. To me, I
Okay.
think it was all a marketing scheme that Todd set up, aka
Okay.
Charlemagne, in my opinion. Because
Okay.
I think, and I don't, the Native Land Pod numbers are nowhere near Joe Budden's
Hmm.
podcast, period. It's always fun catching up, talking the latest and greatest.
Yeah, it's good to get back in the lab. We will be back. We got a lot to talk about, as you guys can see. There's a lot on the plate, a lot on the radar that we can that we can kind of pick from and chat about. But again, excited to be back in the fold. Had a great time. Looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. And
Uh,
feel
and and
disrupted.
what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to
Do the
what
like, share,
share
subscribe.
it. And there you go. That too. All of that.
Exactly. All of that. All of that.
Comment too. Comment too if you feel like it. Let us know what's going. Let us know what's on your mind. Is there anything you want us to talk about?
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. All right.
All right now.
Till next one. Talk to
Yep.
you later. Bye.
What's up? It's April disrupting, we're vibing tonight. Trending topics in the spotlight, breaking down what's right. With smooth grooves and R&B, feel we bring the heat. Critical thought for everyday life, we're keeping it real.